You might be consuming something every single day that's silently forming blood clots inside your veins right now, and you have absolutely no idea it's happening because there are no warning signs, no symptoms. Nothing to alert you until it's too late, and I need you to understand that this isn't some rare exotic food or unusual medication. This is something that millions of American seniors consume daily thinking they're making a healthy choice when in reality they could be putting themselves at serious risk for stroke, heart attack, or even sudden death from a traveling clot that breaks free and blocks the vital artery. If you've been feeling unusually tired, experiencing any unexplained swelling in your legs, or noticing that your energy just isn't what it used to be, you need to hear what I'm about to share because the product I'm going to reveal might be sitting in your kitchen right now. My name is Dr. Rebecca Parker, and I've worked as a physician for over 20 years, and today I focus specifically on senior health, helping people just like you navigate the complex world of nutrition and medication interactions that become increasingly dangerous as we age. What I'm about to tell you today is something that shocked me when I first discovered the research, and it's information that could literally save your life or the life of someone you love. You're not alone in this, because across America right now there are thousands of seniors consuming this product daily, completely unaware of the hidden danger lurking inside their bodies. And the worst part is that blood clots are silent killers that often give no warning before they strike. I've seen patients who seemed perfectly healthy one day and then suffered a devastating stroke the next. And when we traced back through their diet and habits, we found this common thread. This one product that they all consumed regularly without ever suspecting it could be the culprit behind their tragedy. Here's what I'm going to share with you today, and I need you to stay with me because every minute of this information matters. First, I'm going to reveal exactly what this dangerous product is and why it's so prevalent in the American senior diet. Then I'm going to explain the science behind how it causes blood clots without any symptoms. And most importantly, I'm going to give you 3 powerful solutions that you can implement starting today to protect yourself and reverse the damage that may have already begun. If this is already resonating with you, if you're feeling that concern rising because you want to protect your health, hit that like button right now because it helps other seniors across America find this life-saving information. Now let me explain something that most doctors don't take enough time to discuss with their patients, and that's the mechanism of blood clot formation and why certain foods can trigger this deadly process without you ever feeling a thing. Your blood contains platelets, which are tiny cell fragments that naturally clump together to stop bleeding when you get a cut, and this is a good thing when you need it. But problems arise when these platelets become too sticky and start clumping together inside your blood vessels when there's no injury present. Think of your circulatory system like the plumbing in your home. When everything flows smoothly, you never think about it. But when something causes a blockage, suddenly you've got a serious problem that can cause catastrophic damage. The product I'm talking about is one that most American seniors have been told is healthy. That's been marketed as a good source of protein and nutrition, and that appears in countless recommended diets for older adults. But what the marketing doesn't tell you is that this product contains high levels of vitamin K, which dramatically increases blood clotting ability, especially when consumed regularly and in the amounts that most seniors eat. Now, before you panic, let me clarify that vitamin K is essential for bone health and other functions. But the problem arises when you consume too much of it, especially if you're taking certain medications or have underlying conditions that already put you at risk for clots. The product is dark leafy greens consumed in excessive amounts, particularly spinach, kale, and collard greens that American seniors have been encouraged to eat daily in large quantities through smoothies, salads, and side dishes without understanding that for some people this can be extremely dangerous. I know this might sound shocking because we've all been told that greens are the ultimate health food, and they can be. But like anything else, too much of a good thing becomes harmful, especially when we're talking about blood clotting factors in seniors who may already be taking blood thinners or have cardiovascular risk factors. According to recent studies published in the Journal of Thrombosis Research, excessive vitamin K intake can counteract blood-thinning medications like warfarin, which millions of American seniors take daily to prevent strokes and heart attacks. And what happens is that the vitamin K actually reverses the effect of these life-saving medications, creating a situation where your blood becomes dangerously thick and prone to clotting. The scary part is that this happens gradually without any symptoms until suddenly a clot forms in your leg, travels to your lungs causing a pulmonary embolism, or blocks an artery in your brain causing a stroke that can leave you paralyzed or worse. Let me paint you a picture of what's happening inside your body right now if you've been consuming large amounts of these greens daily, especially in those popular green smoothies that have become so trendy in retirement communities across America from Florida to Arizona. Every time you consume a large serving of spinach or kale, you're flooding your system with vitamin K, which goes to work immediately activating clotting factors in your blood. Your platelets become stickier and more likely to clump together. And if you're doing this day after day, your blood is becoming thicker and more prone to forming those deadly clots that can strike without warning. I remember a patient of mine, a vibrant 72-year-old woman from Michigan who came to me complaining of unexplained fatigue and occasional dizziness, but nothing that seemed alarming at first. She was doing everything right according to conventional wisdom. She had started drinking a large kale and spinach smoothie every morning after her daughter convinced her it would boost her health. She was taking her prescribed warfarin for atrial fibrillation. And she was staying active with daily walks through her neighborhood. But when we ran her blood work, I was shocked to discover that her INR levels, which measure blood clotting time, were completely out of range. Her blood had become dangerously thick despite the blood thinner medication. And further investigation revealed that those daily green smoothies were pumping so much vitamin K into her system that they were completely overwhelming her warfarin and putting her at extreme risk for stroke. The longer you wait to address this, the worse it gets, because every day that passes with excessively thick blood is another day that a clot could be forming silently in your legs, your heart, or your brain. And the tragedy is that most people don't discover the problem until it's too late, and they're lying in an emergency room fighting for their life after a stroke or pulmonary embolism. Every day counts when we're talking about blood clot prevention, and I don't want you to become another statistic, another senior who thought they were doing the right thing by following popular health trends without understanding the hidden dangers. Now let me be absolutely clear, because I don't want you to think that vegetables are bad or that you should avoid greens entirely. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is that moderation is crucial, especially for seniors and especially for those taking blood-thinning medications. And what I'm about to share with you are 3 powerful solutions that will help you get the nutrients you need from vegetables while protecting yourself from dangerous blood clots that form without symptoms. The first solution is simple and accessible to everyone, and it starts with understanding proper portion control and variety in your vegetable intake. Instead of loading up on the same high vitamin K greens every single day, you need to rotate your vegetables and include options that are lower in vitamin K while still providing excellent nutrition. Think about vegetables like carrots, bell peppers, cucumbers, tomatoes, and zucchini, which are all readily available at any grocery store across America, from Walmart to your local farmer's market. These vegetables give you fiber, vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants without the excessive vitamin K that can interfere with blood clotting. Here's the science behind why this works, and it's important to understand. Vitamin K comes in different forms, but the type found in leafy greens is called vitamin K1 or phylloquinone, and it's directly involved in the production of clotting factors in your liver. When you consume moderate amounts from a variety of sources, your body can regulate these clotting factors appropriately. But when you flood your system with high doses from concentrated sources like daily kale smoothies, your liver goes into overdrive, producing clotting factors that make your blood dangerously thick. By rotating your vegetables and choosing lower vitamin K options for most of your daily intake, you give your body a break from this constant stimulation while still getting the nutrients you need to stay healthy and strong. Let me give you a practical example of what this looks like in real American life, especially during those long winter months when fresh produce can be harder to come by in some parts of the country. For breakfast, instead of that massive green smoothie, try a fruit smoothie with berries, which are fantastic for circulation, half a banana for potassium, and a handful of carrots for beta-carotene, all blended with some plain yogurt or milk. For lunch, have a colorful salad, but instead of making it all spinach or kale, use romaine lettuce as your base, which is much lower in vitamin K, and add plenty of tomatoes, cucumbers, bell peppers, and shredded carrots for variety. For dinner includes steamed or roasted vegetables like green beans, asparagus in moderation, or Brussels sprouts, which have vitamin K, but in more reasonable amounts when you eat normal portions. This approach gives you all the benefits of a vegetable-rich diet, which is absolutely crucial for senior health without overwhelming your clotting system. And what's wonderful is that this actually increases the variety of nutrients you're getting because different colored vegetables provide different antioxidants and phytonutrients that work together to protect your heart, brain, and circulation. Write in the comments right now and tell me, have you been consuming large amounts of leafy greens daily thinking it was the healthiest choice? I want to hear your experience because your story could help other seniors understand they're not alone in making this common mistake. Now let's move into the second solution, which is more powerful and involves specific foods that actually help prevent blood clots naturally while supporting healthy circulation without the dangerous side effects. This is where we tap into foods that have been used for generations in American cooking and traditional medicine. Foods that your grandparents probably ate regularly without even knowing they were protecting their cardiovascular system. These are anti-clotting foods that work with your body's natural systems rather than against them, and they're available at any pharmacy like Walgreens or CVS and at your local grocery store. The key players here are foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids, particularly fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines, which are staples in American cuisine, especially in coastal communities from Maine to California. Omega-3 fatty acids work by making your blood less sticky in a healthy, balanced way. They reduce inflammation in your blood vessels, which is one of the triggers for clot formation. And they improve the flexibility of your red blood cells so they can flow more smoothly through your circulatory system. From a medical perspective, what's happening is that omega-3s alter the composition of your cell membranes, making platelets less likely to clump together inappropriately while still allowing normal clotting when you actually need it, like when you get a cut. Here's a simple protocol that I recommend to my patients, and it's based on traditional American eating patterns that have proven cardiovascular benefits over decades of research. You want to consume fatty fish at least 3 times per week, and I'm talking about a serving size of about 4 to 6 ounces, which is roughly the size of your palm. If you're not a fan of fish, or if fresh fish is expensive or hard to find in your area, especially during winter, you can absolutely use canned salmon or sardines, which are budget-friendly options available at any grocery store, and they're actually higher in omega-3s than many fresh options because they include the bones, which also give you calcium. Simple anti-clot protocol. Ingredients: wild-caught salmon or canned sardines, 4 to 6 ounces per serving, garlic cloves, fresh or powdered, 1 to 2 cloves worth, olive oil, 1 tablespoon, lemon juice from half a fresh lemon, black pepper to taste, and optional herbs like parsley or dill. Preparation: if using fresh salmon, season it with minced garlic, a drizzle of olive oil, lemon juice, and black pepper, then bake it at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for about 15 to 20 minutes until it flakes easily with a fork. If using canned sardines, simply drain them and mix with a little olive oil, fresh garlic, lemon juice, and serve over whole grain crackers or with a side of vegetables. How to use: consume this meal 3 times per week, spacing it out like Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to maintain consistent levels of omega-3s in your bloodstream. And make sure you're also drinking plenty of water throughout the day because hydration is crucial for healthy blood flow. What makes this protocol so powerful is that you're combining multiple anti-clotting elements in one simple meal. The omega-3s from the fish reduce platelet stickiness. The garlic contains compounds called allicin and androgen, which have natural blood-thinning properties that have been recognized in medical literature for decades. The olive oil provides healthy fats that improve circulation. And the lemon juice adds vitamin C, which strengthens blood vessel walls, preventing the damage that can trigger clot formation. But that's not all, because we need to talk about hydration, which is absolutely critical for preventing blood clots, and it's something that most American seniors don't get right, especially during those harsh winter months when the cold weather makes us less thirsty and indoor heating dries out our bodies. When you're dehydrated, your blood literally becomes thicker and more concentrated, which makes it much easier for clots to form. And this is compounded by the fact that many seniors take diuretic medications for blood pressure or heart conditions, which further dehydrate them without them realizing it. The solution here is simple, but it requires consistency, and that's drinking at least 8 glasses of water throughout the day, not all at once, but spread out from morning until evening. I know what you're thinking. You're worried about frequent bathroom trips, especially at night. But here's what I tell my patients. Drink most of your water during the daytime hours from morning until about 6 p.m. Then taper off in the evening so you're not up all night. And what you'll find is that after a few weeks your body adjusts and you'll actually feel more energetic because your circulation improves dramatically when your blood has the right consistency. If you want access to exclusive content, including detailed meal plans, supplement recommendations, and specific protocols for different health conditions, become a channel member where I share even deeper information that can transform your health, including how to work with your doctor to safely adjust your diet if you're on blood thinners. The membership gives you direct access to resources that go beyond what I can cover in these videos, and it's specifically designed for seniors who are serious about taking control of their cardiovascular health. Now we're ready for the third and most powerful solution, and this is where we bring together everything we've discussed into a comprehensive approach that addresses blood clot prevention from multiple angles while supporting your overall health as a senior. This solution involves strategic supplementation combined with lifestyle modifications that have been proven in clinical studies to dramatically reduce blood clot risk while improving energy, mobility, and quality of life. The star supplement here is nattokinase, which is an enzyme extracted from natto, a traditional fermented soybean food that's been consumed in Asia for centuries, but has recently gained recognition in American medical circles for its powerful anti-clotting properties. Research published in the American Journal of Cardiology has shown that nattokinase can actually dissolve existing blood clots and prevent new ones from forming. And it does this through a completely natural mechanism that works with your body's own fibrinolytic system, which is the system responsible for breaking down clots. What's remarkable about nattokinase is that it provides blood thinning benefits without the harsh side effects of pharmaceutical blood thinners and without being affected by vitamin K intake the way warfarin is, which means you can take it while still enjoying moderate amounts of vegetables, including some leafy greens, without worrying about dangerous interactions. From a medical perspective, nattokinase works by breaking down fibrin, which is the protein mesh that forms the structure of blood clots. It reduces blood viscosity, making your blood flow more smoothly. And it appears to have additional benefits for blood pressure and arterial health that researchers are still discovering. You can find nattokinase supplements at any pharmacy like CVS or Walgreens and at health food stores across America. And the typical dosage that's been studied in clinical trials is between 2,000 and 4,000 fibrinolytic units taken once or twice daily with meals. However, and this is crucial, if you're already taking prescription blood thinners like warfarin, Eliquis, or aspirin, you absolutely must consult with your doctor before adding nattokinase because combining multiple blood thinning agents can increase bleeding risk. And while nattokinase is natural, that doesn't mean it can't have powerful effects that need to be monitored. But here's where this solution becomes truly transformative, and it's when you combine nattokinase supplementation with daily movement and circulation exercises that are specifically designed for seniors. I'm not talking about intense workouts or anything that requires special equipment. I'm talking about simple movements that you can do right in your living room while watching television or even sitting in a chair if mobility is limited. The key is getting your blood flowing and preventing it from pooling in your legs, which is where the majority of dangerous blood clots form, especially deep vein thrombosis or DVT, which can be life-threatening if a clot breaks free and travels to your lungs. Here's what I want you to do starting today, and I've seen this simple routine prevent countless cases of DVT in my patients over the years. Every hour that you're awake, set a timer on your phone or kitchen clock, and when it goes off, I want you to stand up if you're able and march in place for just 60 seconds, bringing your knees up as high as comfortable and really pumping your arms. If standing isn't possible or if you have balance issues, then stay seated and do ankle circles. Point your toes forward and then flex them back toward your shin. Rotate your ankles in both directions. And pump your legs up and down like you're pressing imaginary pedals. All of this gets your calf muscles working, which acts like a pump to push blood back up toward your heart, preventing it from pooling and clotting. The science behind this is beautifully simple, and it relates to something called the calf muscle pump, or sometimes the second heart, because your calf muscles play such a crucial role in circulation. When you contract these muscles through movement, they squeeze the veins in your legs, pushing blood upward against gravity, and this constant circulation prevents blood from becoming stagnant, which is when clotting risk increases dramatically. Research shows that seniors who move regularly throughout the day, even just for brief periods, have significantly lower rates of blood clots compared to those who remain sedentary for long stretches. And during those long winter months, when it's too cold to go outside for walks, this hourly movement routine becomes even more important. Let me share another success story that illustrates just how powerful this comprehensive approach can be when all three solutions work together. I had a patient, and 76-year-old retired teacher from Ohio who had already suffered one pulmonary embolism and was terrified of having another because her sister had died from a blood clot just 2 years earlier. She came to me frustrated because even though she was taking prescription blood thinners, she was still experiencing leg swelling and had been told by her cardiologist that her risk remained elevated due to her sedentary lifestyle and poor circulation. We implemented all three solutions together. First, we balanced her vegetable intake, rotating away from those daily kale smoothies toward a colorful variety of lower vitamin K vegetables. Second, we added fatty fish 3 times per week along with garlic and increased her water intake to 8 glasses daily. And third, we started her on nattokinase after getting clearance from her cardiologist and established that hourly movement routine. Within just 6 weeks, her leg swelling had completely resolved. Her energy levels improved so dramatically that she started volunteering at her local library again. And her follow-up ultrasound showed no signs of new clot formation, with her cardiologist noting significant improvement in her circulation. The transformation was so complete that she told me through tears of joy that she finally felt like she had her life back and wasn't living in constant fear of another clot. And she's now almost 80 years old, still following this protocol and thriving without any clot recurrence. This is what's possible when you take a comprehensive approach that addresses the root causes of blood clot formation rather than just treating symptoms with medication alone. If this video has been helpful and you can see how these solutions could protect you or someone you love, hit that like button right now because it helps this message reach more seniors across America who desperately need this information. I want to emphasize something important here because I know some of you might be thinking that this sounds too good to be true or too simple to really work. But the reality is that blood clot prevention doesn't have to be complicated or expensive. It just requires knowledge and consistency. The 3 solutions I've given you today work because they address the fundamental factors that cause blood clots: excessive blood thickness from too much vitamin K, inadequate anti-clotting nutrients from diet, dehydration, poor circulation from sedentary habits, and inflammation in your blood vessels. When you tackle all of these factors together through balanced vegetable intake, omega, 3 rich foods with proper hydration, nattokinase supplementation, and regular movement, you create an environment in your body where blood clots simply can't form easily. What's beautiful about this approach is that it doesn't just prevent blood clots, it improves your overall cardiovascular health in ways that will benefit you for years to come. You'll likely notice better energy because your blood is carrying oxygen more efficiently to all your tissues. You may see improvements in blood pressure because your circulation is flowing more smoothly without the resistance of thick, sluggish blood. You might experience less leg pain and swelling because fluid isn't pooling in your extremities, and you'll probably sleep better because your body isn't working so hard to pump thick blood through your system all night long. Remember that patient I mentioned at the beginning, that vibrant woman whose daily green smoothies were overwhelming her blood thinner medication? Once we made these changes and she understood the importance of balance rather than extremes, she not only avoided a potentially fatal stroke, but she actually became healthier overall than she'd been in years. She still eats vegetables every single day because they're important for nutrition, but now she eats them in smart, balanced amounts with plenty of variety, and she's combined that with the omega-3 protocol and movement routine that keeps her blood flowing beautifully.